Okay, we're back with part 2 of our series on how to read a PARTA schedule. Last video I talked about the outside of the schedule, kind of the basics of what it shows, and there's a lot of important information that we try to pack into these. For this video, we're going to open it up all the way and talk about really it's kind of divided into a left side and a right side of our schedules. So you open up one of our schedules, for example, here's our 30. We're going to just stay with this route. They all look very, very similar to each other. Every time you open up a schedule, on the left side, you're going to have the map side. And then on the right side, you're going to have what we call a timesheet side. So every single one is going to look just like that. When you open up a schedule, just focus on one side, because if you try to take it all in at once, it can be extremely overwhelming. But I'll talk about one and the other, and then we'll kind of break it down like that. So on the left side, this is our map for our 30. It goes from the Kent Central Gateway all the way out to the Target Plaza in Stowe. So we just demonstrated that here on where it goes, and we kind of plotted little points of interest along the way. So these little numbers here, you'll see on here 1, 2, 3. They correspond with the top part of the schedule, and we'll have some visuals on the screen for that as well. Also on the left side, if it were a route that goes on a Saturday, you should see a more grayed out section. That section is just for Saturday travel. So if you ever decide to commute using PARTA on a Saturday, make sure you view the Saturday times, because if you don't, and you look at the Monday through Friday times, you're gonna probably miss out on your bus. So we don't want that to happen. Make sure you focus in on the Saturday times. We have information as well for Spot PARTA. So if you don't know how to use our tracking software, we give you information at the very bottom on how to text the stop ID, which is very important in order to figure out where your bus is for our texting software. So now the big one. Let's focus on the right side of the schedule here with the timesheet. This is a typical timesheet. Some routes run longer than others, so it may be a lot longer, or maybe it's just a longer route in general, so this may be a lot wider. But for this one, it's pretty straightforward, so it's kind of a nice one to start off with. This runs, first lap is at 5:45 a.m., which is pretty early. And the very last time it leaves the Kent Central Gateway is at 9:45 p.m. So this runs virtually all day for that. Whenever you're looking at the timesheet, it's important to read it left to right. It can be tempting to kind of start up here and go down here, but you want to focus on reading left to right and line by line. Because if you jump from one line to the other, you're actually looking at a different bus. And that's one of the reasons why we color-coded the lines. When you see one's kind of a highlighted red, the other row is white, and it goes like that, just because we have two buses that run this route, and we wanted to show the division of the two buses. So if you're following one row across, keep that row the entire way, because if you switch to the white row, for example, you are now following a separate bus. So that can be pretty confusing, I know, off the top of just explaining that, but just be sure to read left to right. And one nice thing about how our planning department has made all these schedules is that usually a route has some type of rhythm to it. So for example, for this route, if we were to just read along up and down on, let's just say, one of the columns, you'll see here that it runs 7:15, 7:45, 8:15, 8:45. So it is every 30 minutes, which is really nice. Most of our schedules do have an every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes kind of routine to it. So that's key to remember as well. And I hope that this helps a little bit. I can always explain this in more detail if you need. Just make sure you give us a call if you have any questions. But once you master one of our schedules, like I said earlier in the last video, it's very easy to master all of our schedules because they have the same look to them all. So hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please give us a call and we will make sure we answer those for you. Thanks for watching.